What is one of the dumbest things you've done when your brain was on autopilot? Let a coffee machine run without a jug under it. Went to take a shower and had to clean up the mess afterwards. I was trying to make some scrambled eggs. Basic prep. Crack the eggs. Put the eggs in a bowl. Toss the shell. My dumbass. Crack the egg. Put egg in the trash. I literally stood above the trash can with the shell in my hands processing what had just happened for about 30 seconds. I just had the faint feeling of I fricked up and was wondering exactly how for way too long. I used the key fob from my car to lock my refrigerator. Yeah, I don't know either. Flipped my Kindle over to read the other side of a document. Put a dog biscuit into the washing machine instead of a detergent pod. I realized before turning it on. So I was able to recover it. Waited at a stop sign for 5 minutes thinking it was a red light. I was not on my phone. I didn't hold anybody else up luckily. Tore open a sugar packet. Poured it directly into the trash. Tossed the empty paper packet into my coffee. I went inside the gas station. Paid. Then drove off. Twice. Didn't even fill up. Just drove away. I poured soda into a bowl. I was working fast food and taking orders both inside and for the drive-thru. I took someone's order inside at the counter and told them to pull forward to the second window. Continuously jammed my work key into my house door. My work key is a big silver one and my house key is one of those picture ones with a bunny on it. Was holding my phone and ice cream in a cone. Phone rang. Answered ice cream. A sticky ear is surprisingly uncomfortable. Drove 17 miles past my interstate exit before I snapped back to reality. My brother used the washroom before bedtime and it was my turn to go now. I wanted to brush and we had newly shifted so everything was in a mess. And hence I couldn't find the toothpaste. So I asked my bro where he kept it and when I couldn't find it where he said it was. He came to check himself and handed me the shaving cream. When I pointed it out, he said, "That's why it tasted odd. I just thought it was from a different brand from around here." TLDR. My brother used shaving cream as toothpaste. I was a kitchen employee at Arby's when I was 18. We used to have sub rolls that were foot-long. But the only subs we sold were 6-inch. So you had to cut each roll in half before you used it. I was just zoned out one day. And I ended up cutting the sub roll in half. Putting the knife back in the sub roll bag. And then trying to use the sub roll to cut the next sandwich. My manager saw it and fricking died. I put my dirty plate in the freezer instead of the dishwasher. I've gotten in my car on the weekends to go somewhere and gone on autopilot and realize it as I'm pulling into my work's parking lot. I'm like, why the frick did I drive to work? Not me, but one time my GF got handed her drink at Starbucks. Said thanks. Went over to the bar to get cream or something and immediately dropped her fresh drink straight into the trash can at the bar. Her mother and I just looked at her and started laughing. The barista saw what happened and with a "it happens" attitude agreed to replace the drink. It also helped that no one was in there except us, haha. We still bring it up every now and then and all laugh. My GF included. My brother ordered nachos at a Mexican restaurant. Grabbed a chip and proceeded to watch himself dip it into his tea. After about 2 dips, he came back into reality. Shook his head and went, "What? My mother is an EMT." After a 24-hour shift she came home and tried to unlock the front door with her car keys button and did that for about 5 minutes. I once drove to work when I was supposed to drop my younger brother off at school. Neither of us seemed to notice until we got to my workplace and I had turned around. He was late. Had a drink in my hand and dumped it out because I checked the time on my watch. I told my friend, "You're welcome," after he sneezed and excused himself the other day. Lifted my welding mask up and forgot it was on my head. Then went to get a new mask. A couple of weeks ago, I was driving home. But instead of going to my current house, I drove to my old house. I haven't lived there in over 5 years. I pulled into the driveway and luckily I realized what I had done before I actually got out of the car. Swiped up on a paper magazine like it was a screen. I was folding my freshly laundered bed linens while simultaneously putzing around the house. I don't know what to tell you, but somehow I was folding a pillowcase. Then the next moment, I couldn't find it anywhere. And I looked everywhere, my very tiny home. It wasn't in the folded pile. It wasn't in the closet. It wasn't in the bedroom, bathroom, and kitchen where I puttered around while folding said laundry. It still haunts me and I'm going to find that effing pillowcase even if it kills me. Put a used fork in the trash can instead of the washing machine. Was brushing my teeth and went to throw something away but ended up spitting all over the floor instead. I slathered my face with hair gel this morning. I pet my laptop thinking it was my dog. Overshot an exit that I've used hundreds of times. Didn't notice and ended up driving another 50 miles before realizing that I was _way_ out of the city's boundaries. Still don't remember any of the in-between. Just starting to drive and then realizing I had no idea where I was. Went to the gym. Walked right past the desk where you check in and get a locker key. Walked into the locker room. Stood in front of a locker and was absolutely puzzled about what to do next.